How y'all doing?
Hey Marcellus, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, so just kind of reflect on last season a little bit. You know, you come in and transfer, and you get to know a new team. You're in a starting position. You move around a couple of different positions. What was kind of your takeaway from your first year at UCF?
I would say the biggest thing is just the family atmosphere that's here, and then that kind of goes into tying into being able to play multiple positions for the team. It's more so of what does it take for the team to win, put the team in the best situation. Just because we have so much trust, and like I have trust in the guys next to me, and they have trust in me that I can have the ability to go in and do what they need me to do to get the job done. I would say overall my biggest takeaway is that we came up short and we got a lot of work to do right now, but we're coming along.
Marcellus, when you look at last season and the first year in the Big 12, what stood out to you, and what do you feel you guys have to do to get better going into year two?
I would say the biggest thing is playing 4 quarters of football. And UCF football is the biggest thing with us, we got to be consistent. That's a lot of people have words for going into the spring, and the biggest one is consistency. Being able to start and finish a game and just execute on all levels.
Marcellus, to take that a little bit more locally to you 5 guys up front there on the offensive line, how does it work specifically getting that chemistry? How important is it this time of year to build that chemistry for you guys to all work as one on the field?
That's the biggest part of playing offensive line, and like Coach Harris just mentioned it too, with some new guys coming in and just kind of people being in a few different spots. The biggest thing is like you get thrown into the fire, you got to learn to trust the guy next to you, and that's Coach Hand preaches that all the time. Like he asked us this morning, he said, "Do you trust the guy to your left playing with you?" He was kind of illustrating it to the young guys, like one of these vets or one of these old guys up front probably isn't going to trust you being in next to him right now just because you haven't learned it yet. But when we get thrown into fire like that together in reps against guys like John Walker, Lee, Ricky, those guys, you got to bring your best every day, and it really helps build that chemistry for sure.
Kind of piggybacking off that, you were obviously a new transfer last year. Now you've been here, you've established yourself. What's your advice to the new transfers coming in, new players
I would say the biggest thing is just jump into it, and they've done a great job. They put in a lot of work behind the scenes that no one sees to really learn the offense and develop so that way they were ready to go come the time practice started. But the biggest thing is just embracing the culture and just making the most of every opportunity that you get.
How did you handle the different spots you played last year? You played both sides of the line, you played guard, you played tackle. And coming into this year, is there a hope to keep you in one particular spot?
The conversation right now is to keep me in one spot as long as we can. But at the end of the day, just like it was last year, I'll go wherever the team need me to go to play. I've played all of them in games, taking live reps, and have the ability to play wherever the team needs me to. But ideally, we stay in one spot as long as possible.
Marcellus, I want to ask, did you know Tylen was that fast?
That boy took off on that 40. Nah, he fast though. I always mess with him though. I say he only faster than me because he weighs a few less pounds than I do. So.
And along those lines, what does it mean when you see a teammate you've been beside, on the offensive line, go and compete at the combine and have such a strong performance? What does that mean for you as you try to make your next step, maybe to follow in those footsteps?
It's a big thing. He kind of set the path. And it's one of those things in that time, going on that process, you want to really create your own path. But it's really nice to see someone that, I knew what Tylen could do. I've played next to him, like you said. We've built that chemistry. We have that relationship where, Tylen's he's a competitive guy. He's going to go compete. So it wasn't surprising when he goes and puts up those numbers. But he set the bar. Now my goal is to go beat it. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it.
So you want to try to beat the 4.9?
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll see. I probably got to cut a few pounds, but we'll see what's going on.
Marcellus, can you talk about Coach Hand and his coaching style and kind of what it does for that group? Because it seems like you guys have a nice, not only just tight group, but a very tough grid.
I would say the biggest thing is our room is truly a family, and it's got to be like that because we're the only group on the field where you're playing. All 5 guys got to be on the same page every play. So he really preaches that family atmosphere. We just had a whole long talk after practice. He gives a lot of life advice, you know what I mean? He treats it, not only is he our coach, but he kind of represents a father figure to some of the guys in the room and just being able to give us that guidance and advice. And then ultimately, just the kind of guy Coach Hand is, he's a real gritty guy. You can just tell by when you have conversations with him, and he pushes us to be that way when we get our opportunity to get on the field.
You kind of mentioned at the beginning, as a team, you weren't satisfied with the performance last year overall. So what are the objectives and what are the goals going into year 2 of the Big 12?
The biggest thing is go win the Big 12 championship. I know he said that last year, and we came up short, but ultimately that's the goal on everybody's mind. It's on our workout sheets in the weight room, it's all over the place, and that's what we're looking for, is to go win the Big 12 championship. I think we got the guys to do it.
Obviously, it's a bit away, but you're a big family guy. You get to play in West Virginia this year. How excited are you for that?
I mean, it'll be a big one. I know I said this last year. I had an opportunity to play in a couple cool games. I got to play against the school I transferred from, Kent State, game 1. I got to play against West Virginia here. Both of those, everyone wanted to know how I was feeling. At the end of the day, it's another football game. I mean, it'll be cool to go back into Morgantown and go win a game there. But at the end of the day, we just going to win. It don't matter who it is.
Marcellus, you're a few practices in with the new quarterback, Jefferson, in the room. What's kind of, in your opinion, if you were to sum up kind of how he operates, getting the huddle together, calling plays, doing whatever it is, running the offense, what would you kind of do to kind of explain what you experienced in that situation?
He's a real lead by example guy. He's probably one of the smartest football knowledge guys I've met on a player level. He knows defenses, he knows the looks and the reads, and he's doing a great job. I think he's truly leading by example. Like, I know he's going to do his job. He's trusting me to do my job up front, and we're kind of just piggybacking off of each other, and the whole team's kind of going like that right now.
How cool is it having a quarterback big enough to throw a block himself?
Hey, I mean, I'm not mad about that. Not at all.
Marcellus, you talked about obviously one of the off-season moves is to get stronger, bigger, faster, stronger. What has new strength coach Kinsey brought to you guys, and what changes have you kind of seen among the players?
I would say the biggest thing is the culture. It's a lot. The weight room is a high energy environment now. Not that it wasn't before, but the atmosphere is definitely different. And he is real relatable. He's working. Him and his staff, they really push us. They're doing a lot more individual stuff, like helping us, like, oh, this is what this person needs to do to improve a little bit in that aspect. But overall, he's brought great energy. And him and his whole staff have brought great energy, and it's really just shifted the culture and kind of how we operate.
Good stuff, Marcellus.
So appreciate y'all.